Well, good evening and welcome to Sportsview on our Gala night. I'm sorry about the film break. Let's hope it's a gremlin that won't reappear. Now, this night we present the Sports Review of the Year and introduce the man or woman whom you at home have chosen as the winner of this BBC Sportsview Personality of the Year award. Now, in these three envelopes are the winner, the runner-up and the third. Now, I do assure you that no one here in this audience tonight knows who in fact has won the title this year, and that I've heard one or two wrong guesses. Now, behind me is the familiar setting of your Wednesday night programmes, you probably noticed. And tonight we're in the BBC television theatre before the star-studded audience that you caught a glimpse of there, containing the greatest sporting names in the country, and you'll meet some of them in a moment. But first, in this review of the past 12 tremendous months of sport, we'd like to salute three of our greatest personalities who decided in 1959 to retire from the world of sport.
Judy Grinham picks her 20th birthday to announce her retirement from international swimming. Few girls reach the top so young, so quickly as Judy. And there's one permanent reminder of her fame, an Olympic gold medal, the first won by a British swimmer in a quarter of a century. But so strenuous are the demands of big-time swimming that at 20, Judy Grinham feels she's had enough.
In 1959, it's farewell to Godfrey Evans, England's greatest wicketkeeper of this and any generation. A wonderful character, a brilliant wicketkeeper, and a great favourite wherever he travels, Godfrey Evans is more than a cricketer. He's an inspiration to all who play with him, and those who are fortunate enough to see him play.
And 1959 brings the end of the road to yet another great name, Billy Wright. In the year that brings him his 100th football cap for England, a unique distinction, Wright says goodbye to the game he has adorned for so long. Because Wright's exit was so swift, so surprising, it's hard to realize that football and England have lost a great captain, Billy Wright.
Here they are now, in person, captain of England and Wolverhampton Wanderers, Billy Wright. World record holder and Olympic gold medalist, Judy Grinham. England and Kent cricketer, Godfrey Evans. In a moment or two, they'll be joining our big audience here, so let us do the same thing and meet some of the great names here tonight, introduced by David Coleman.
Well, first, let's meet the top man of last year, Ian Black, taking a night off from Olympic training, Ian.
That's correct, yes.
Indeed. And moving along the line, one or two of the previous holders, Jim Laker and Rees, just back from Australia today, and there's young Brian Phelps, the European diving champion, who knows, one of the future holders as well. How about this for a row of soccer talent? Danny Blanchflower, captain of Ireland. Moving along the row, Bobby Charlton, just hidden there behind Jim Laker. There's Noel Cantwell, captain of Era, and Johnny Haynes. Now the athletes, first 4-minute miler Brian Hewson. Next to him, rubbing shoulders with him there, Mike Rawson, the European 800 metres champion. Paddy Norris, the international cross-country champion. And Stan Eldon, another of the great British distance men. Now the boxers, and first the British heavyweight champion, Henry Cooper. In training for that world title fight yet, Henry?
Yes, well,
hoping.
Hoping.
Next door, Jim Cooper, twin brother, then manager Jim Wicks, and then the British middleweight champion, Terry Downs. Well, now we're catching up with the speed men here. Tony Brooks, just back from Sebring and the World Motor Racing Championship. Well, Tony, you're a father now. Any thoughts about retiring?
Well, I have to give it very serious thought, of course. I haven't really had a chance to get to catch up on the 5 hours difference, let alone think about things like that.
Thanks very much. Moving on there to John Cooper, the man who built the car that won the World Championship, and Mrs. Cooper with him. And moving on there to another world champion, John Surtees, motorcyclist. Well, now, this is quite a rugby lineup. First, the captain of the Lions, Ronnie Dawson. And then, next door, ace English wing three-quarter, Peter Jackson. Dickie Jeeps. And then someone else who's very much in the news these days, Bev Risman. Well, now, all those people go, and many others, of course, go to make this one of the greatest sporting gatherings of all time.
But in this year that's nearly over, not all the sporting events were joyous ones. In motor racing, dominated by Brabham and Moss, tragedy mingled with happiness, because in the first month of 1959, we mourned the loss of a world champion, Mike Hawthorne.
It's a black January as Britain's new world champion is killed in a road accident just a few weeks after giving up the sport he loved. And the world is shocked that Mike Hawthorne is no more. The sad death of the 29-year-old champion leaves the title open, for motor racing must go on, and so must the drivers. The 20th century gladiators enter the Grand Prix arenas for another year of dangerous, hurtling competition.
The favorite is Stirling Moss, the man who's been world champion runner-up 4 times. But at Monaco, the Moss jinx strikes in this first Grand Prix of the season, and after 82 laps, he's out. As Moss comes to the pits, newcomer Jack Brabham of Australia jumps into the lead and shows the sort of form that marks him as the driver of the future. It's a surprise victory for the Australian, but already the pattern for the year is set. Brabham always well placed, while Moss can't even finish.
And the order doesn't change in July at Aintree in the British Grand Prix. Brabham goes straight into the lead, while Moss, with tyre trouble, must be content with second place, in spite of breaking the lap record 6 times. So it's clear now that Brabham is no flash-in-the-pan driver. With half the season gone, he's favourite for the World Championship.
In Berlin 2 weeks later, Stirling Moss tries a comeback on the banked Avos track. But as the Ferraris streak away at nearly 160 miles an hour, the jinx strikes again. And with only 1.5 laps covered, Stirling Moss is out of the race with gearbox trouble. The despondent Moss is almost punch-drunk with the blows of fate. His critics call him a car wrecker.
But the same critics must eat their words in Portugal, for Moss is right back on top and driving like a dream. From start to finish, he pulverizes the opposition with a perfect display of precision driving.
So Moss is back in form. The car keeps going, and the jinx is laid as he takes maximum points. Then at Monza, he wins the Italian Grand Prix. And now Stirling Moss, the driver who was finished, is still in the World Championship with a chance.
Everything now rests on the last race of the year at Sebring, Florida. Brabham is favourite here in the December sun, but he's been up all night working on his car, and the 40 laps of this 5-mile circuit might prove too much for his number 8 Cooper Climax. Lucky 7, that's Moss's number today, and he'll need all the luck that's going. For to win the title, he needs to win the race and get the fastest lap. A third contender is Tony Brooks in a Ferrari, while in number 9 is Bruce McLaren, Brabham's teammate. Already, Stirling Moss, number 7, is ahead. Second is Jack Brabham, number 8. He's trying to hold Moss. He can't afford to let him go. Moss is going like a dream. The others are struggling already. Three laps gone, and Moss is 5 seconds up, with the 2 Coopers of Brabham and McLaren trying to close. Now the order's changed. Brabham leads with McLaren second.
What's happened to Moss? That lucky 7 Cooper is out of the race already. The transmission's gone, and with it, Stirling Moss's hopes of the World Championship.
Now Brabham has got the race in his hands. Supported by teammate McLaren, nobody can touch him now. Brooks Ferrari number 2 tries to pull up, but an early slip has left him way behind. It's Brabham all the way now. The race and the World Championship are his, with just 1 lap to go. And team manager John Cooper welcomes his winner home. But there's something wrong. It's McLaren, number 9, who takes the checkered flag. There's consternation in the Cooper pit. Brabham should have come through first. But Jack Brabham, out of petrol, is still in the race. He's got to push that car more than 450 yards to the finishing line. And that after more than 2 hours of driving at 100 miles an hour. This is the sort of courage that makes champions. The other cars roar past, and Jack Brabham pushes his way to the Motor Racing Championship of the world.
And now meet, in person, the World Motor Racing Champion of 1959, Jack Brabham, driving his World Championship winning car, the Cooper. Hope you can stop.
That's right.
Well, now, Jack, we've just been watching you. Did you, in fact, have to push the car over the line and finish to win the World Championship?
Well, not really, no. Not to actually win the championship, but in the heat of the moment, a finish was something that I anticipated and I wanted to do it.
Well, it must have been a pretty tough race, I should think, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and it was quite hot, and after driving that distance and then have to push it the last bit was the end.
Well, now, you finished 12th in the championship last year. To what do you attribute this tremendous step forward into the champion's place of honour itself?
Well, it's not a matter of just the driver. Actually, motor racing is a thing that revolves around not only driving the motor car, but you've got to have the right motor car and all the people to go with it to help you along. And we had the right motor car. The Cuba Car Company had been developing the car for a couple of years and brought it up to the pitch that it is. And the thing that really topped it off this year, we came to light with the right engine as well, which was made by Coventry Climaxes, and the combination of the two has made a winning motor car.
Well, I think you're being a little modest. We're pushing it back out of the way a little so they can see a bit more of the car. But can we talk about your driving? What about this famous tail waggle out of the bend that you're such an ace at?
Well, that's something I shouldn't be doing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's something that developed back 10 years ago when I started racing on the speedway. And dirt track racing, the more you hung the tail out and the quicker you could get around the bends in that style, the better it was. But in road racing, it's completely different, and the idea is not to hang the tail out any more than you've got to.
Well, I won't wish you good tail wagging for 1960. Now, what does this World Championship mean to you in terms of hard cash, Jack?
Well, that's a difficult question. Actually, the actual championship itself wasn't worth any money at all as far as the cash prize was concerned. No. But over the next 12 months, well, perhaps we may get some advertising and all that sort of thing, and perhaps a bit better starting money next year. And over the 12 months, it should be worth more money to me than it was this year.
Well, that is the most evasively wonderful answer I've ever had. Well, now, may I ask you one final question? Could you forecast who will be, say, the top 3 drivers next year? We'll assume that you're going to be champion again, but who would the next 3 be?
I see. Well, I would say Graham Hill, who is driving BRM next year. He's a driver that hasn't done a lot this season, but he's a driver that if things go right for him, he could do very, very well as far as the car's concerned. And also my teammate, Bruce McLaren, who actually won the race you just saw on the television, is a chap that could be well in it, as I know he's got the right equipment. And also I would say Dan Gurney is a driver that could come to light next year.
Jolly good. Well, thank you, Jack, very much. Thank you for bringing the Cooper car, but I think you'll agree that the great Cooper car, this one, is really only one of Britain's World Championship winners. So, see now the World Championship winning sports car, the Aston Martin, driven tonight by its Le Mans victor, Roy Salvadori. Congratulations on your victory at Le Mans. Now, you drive in pretty well every type of race, Roy. We always seem to hear your name popping up. But would you say that this 24-hour race at Le Mans was one of the toughest?
Well, it's the longest. I don't believe it's the toughest. I believe the 1,000-kilometre race at Nürburgring is the toughest.
Yes, but on the other hand, why is it then that the British cars always do so well at Le Mans?
Their preparation, and they're stronger than the Italian cars, which is the main competition at Le Mans.
Well, now, what do you think about the outstanding moment in your career this year in 1959? What was your toughest moment? Do you remember?
When I had to move out of the car rather quickly, Goodwood. The car caught fire when I came in for a pit stop, and I had to dive out of the car, roll on the grass. I was alight a little.
And we saw this on television. In fact, there it is again. And what happened?
Well, I kept rolling and on the grass and eventually put the fire out, but I was halfway in the track by that time, so somebody rolled me back. And then I really got out of the way. I didn't like the look of that.
But being absolutely serious and looking at all those flames now, it was pretty fortunate it wasn't, it didn't go further, the fire, wasn't it?
Yes, it was rather fortunate because, as you can see, the pits caught fire and there was thousands and thousands of gallons of fuel, but the firefighting was very good and they did get under control rather quickly.
Well, now, may we come back to you? What's your target for next year?
To chase Brabham.
And one final question. I think you're one of the glamour boys of motor racing, and I know you're always in these magazines as the pin-up boy. Does it embarrass you, all the girls that chase you?
You know, that's not so at all. You see, all the girls that we meet on the race circuit seem to be rather Australian-minded, so I've got a watching brief over Brabham.
Well, thank you very much, Roy Salvadori. Thank you very much, Jack Brabham. 2 World Championship winning cars, plus the world's newest champion. But then in 1959, there were many new champions, and all the dramatic title wins, there was none more earth-shaking, perhaps, than this one behind me that changed the face of the boxing world. Ingemar Johansson's win over Floyd Patterson.
The punch of the year. It goes bingo.
And Patterson is down. A right hand by Johansson. 6, 7, 8, 9. He's up. 32nd. Patterson is down. Patterson is down. 6, 7, 8, 9. He's the second knockdown in round 3. And Patterson is down again. 5, 6, 7, 8. And he's down the 4th time. 6. 4 knockdowns. 1 minute and 45 seconds left in round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Can Johansson finish him? There may be a new champion. And he's down the 5th time. 6, 7. Patterson looks really hurt, ladies and gentlemen. His nose is bleeding. He is touched. He's down for the 6th time. 9 count, and Floyd hardly knows where he is with 1 minute to go in round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 7th knockdown of new champion.
And so on a June night in New York, the heavyweight championship of the world comes to Europe for the first time in a quarter of a century. 8 weeks before Ingle, Brian London has his chance.
Well, a lot of people will be comparing London's number of rounds that he lasted with the champion with Archie Moore, who lasted 5. He's now passed Hurricane Jackson total. Those body shots. He is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The fight is over. The fight is over in round 11 with a full count of 10. A very dramatic shot here now.
Who could have guessed then that 8 weeks later, Floyd Patterson would be occupying the same inert ring position? August in Los Angeles, and another Briton loses his world title chance.
Davey Moore, who was stunned just moments ago, is now giving back 20 to Hogan Bassey. 30 seconds left in a tremendous 10th round. Left in the 10th round. There's the end of round number 10. What a tremendous round it was. Davey Moore back to his corner. Moore was stung with about a minute to go in the round and stung well. Frankie Mann has been called over to the Hogan Bassey corner. Because Bassey did not answer the bell. The fight is stopped at the end of 10 rounds.
2 months later, Moore fights Bobby Neal.
Nice left hook. Bobby Neal scores to the face. Not doing badly. Oh, there's a right hand. A cracking overhand right. Dumps Bobby Neal on the seat of his pants. He's up at 6, and he's very dazed. In goes the world champion now, fighting like a world champion and finish this if he can. Neal badly hurt, trying to cover up, trying to move away. It's stiff-legged. Punches ripping in at him now from all angles. He tries to fight back now, Neal. Oh, what good right hand. Left and right and...
left in the 10th round. There's the end of round number 10. What a tremendous round it was. Davey Moore back to his corner. Moore was stung with about a minute to go in the round and stung well. Frankie Mann has been called over to the Hogan Bassey corner. Because Bassey did not answer the bell. The fight is stopped at the end of 10 rounds.
2 months later, Moore fights Bobby Neal.
Nice left hook. Bobby Neal scores to the face. Not doing badly. Oh, there's a right hand. A cracking overhand right. Dumps Bobby Neal on the seat of his pants. He's up at 6, and he's very dazed. In goes the world champion now, fighting like a world champion and finish this if he can. Neal badly hurt, trying to cover up, trying to move away. It's stiff-legged. Punches ripping in at him now from all angles. He tries to fight back now, Neal. Oh, what good right hand. Left and right, and Neal is down again for the second time. Neal up at 8. 2 counts. Moore is merciless now. Up at 3. I don't think Neal knows what he's doing. He's only taken a count of 3 that time. Trying to get out of trouble, but no, he's down again. 4 knockdowns now. First round, and 3 quick lefts, and he's down again, this British champion. He gets up at 3, and the referee, Tommy Little, says, that's enough. It's all over. And Bobby Neal cups his gloves to his head in humiliation and despair. 2 minutes. minutes, 55 seconds. That's all it lasted.
Houston, Texas in December, and a world title chance for tough British champion Dave Charnley.
30 seconds to go in the 5th round. Nice counter-punching right hand by Dave Charnley. He banged one onto the chin of Joe Brown and hurt him again with another right hand. Those are lead punches for Charlie, but he's got power in them. And the two fighters bump heads, and a cut is opened over the right eye of Charnley, and it looks like a pretty deep one. 10 seconds to go. When round number 5. That cut came from a bumping of the head.
Charnley goes back to his corner, dazed and shaken. It's the end of the fight, and what a controversial ending. But in the record books, it goes down as defeat for Dave Charnley, victory for Joe Brown. Still the lightweight champion of the world. But there's joy for British boxing at home. The championship of Europe is at stake.
A very gallant last-round effort by Piero Rollo, the 32-year-old Italian holder of the title. How much longer is he going to hold it, though? And there's the finish. And Mr. Tobacco, the Belgian referee, unhesitatingly lifts up Freddie Gilroy's hand, and the corner lifts him up, too. There he is, Freddie Gilroy, the Belfast boy, who after only 19 fights holds the British Empire and now the European Bantamweight Championship. And who knows, the next stop on the road for Freddie Gilroy may well be a chance for the world title.
Wembley in September. And the low blow cost Terry Downs the middleweight championship of Great Britain. The man who had to get off the floor, John McCormack, wins the title. But just 7 weeks later, McCormack and Downs meet again for the title.
Has a right to the head. Battering punches, all of them get home. And McCormack has to go down on all fours once again, head buried in the dust. That's his 4th count. He's up at 9. No low blows this time. All these punches that Downs is putting in are good ones. They're all good legal punches. Round 8. And now Downs must surely see that that title is almost within his grasp. If only he can just put McCormack down once more, perhaps, he might be able to finish it. Sprawled all over the ring. He's going to get up. He's game. He's up. But the referee, Andy Smythe, says, no, that's enough. And poor McCormack, he's absolutely broken-hearted. He's given everything he's got, McCormack. But Terry Downs, the badly battered Terry Downs, gets his middleweight championship back again. A wonderfully courageous performance by the Cockney kid from Paddington.
At stake is the British Heavyweight Championship and a final eliminator for the world title.
Cooper absolutely bang on top in the 12th. He's got him. Erskine down in round 12. Cooper's a killer when he's got his man going. We're coming up to the end of the 12th. Can Erskine survive it? It doesn't look like it. Right out over the bottom rope. Absolutely out. Joe Erskine.
It's the boxing performance of the year, and it puts Henry Cooper, heavyweight champion of Britain, right in line for a crack at the heavyweight championship of the world.
Now meet, in person, Britain's Boxer of the Year, Henry Cooper. Well, Henry, it seems a long time since you signed your first professional forms in the Sportsview studio. How long was it?
Yes, that's true. It's about 5.5 years ago, I think. One of the luckiest things I've ever done, I think. And I signed it with Mr. Wicks as well.
Well, Henry, now meet the man that you may soon be fighting in Britain, the heavyweight champion of the world, in fact, World Sportsman of the Year, Ingemar Johansson. Well, perhaps they'll be doing that together in a ring. Ingemar, what's the latest news about the possibility of a world heavyweight fight here in Britain?
Well, I should like to hear the latest news. In fact, I don't know so much about it. We are going over to the States in the beginning of next year, and I hope we
find out there. But it is true that you are, at the moment, there is a contract in existence which says that you must fight Patterson again.
Yes.
What do you think of Patterson as a boxer? Can you tell us how you found him in the ring?
He is very good in his combination, very fast, but I don't think he's so good on straight punches. And that's the way I took him.
Well, now, if you have to fight him again before this match that Jack Solomon is hoping to make between you and Henry here, are you fearful of the result or very confident?
Well, I don't know. Everything can happen in a fight, but I do think my chance is not smaller this time.
No, indeed. Well, now, we've heard a great deal about your film acting. Do you prefer that to boxing?
It's so long time between every fight, so I have time to do both.
Well, now, how many months do you think you need to go into training before your next defense of the championship?
I'm always in shape, but I like to have 3 months before to make sure.
To make sure. Well, now, Henry, you've been listening to Ingemar.
No mistake.
What do you think about getting into the ring seriously against Mr. Johansson?
Well, I've done it once, but I hope to do it better next time. Oh, I'm very confident. I'm very confident. I'm a Britisher, and it's been my ambition to bring that world title back to this country, so I should be looking forward to meeting Ingo. Let's hope it'll be a good fight.
Well, good luck to both of you, and let's hope that Wembley Stadium next summer, Ingemar, we shall see you back here for the World Heavyweight Championship of the World against Henry Cooper. Thank you very much indeed for coming to Sportsview.
Thank you. I'll be glad to be here.
Thank you.
Goodbye.